Hey folks, welcome back to the next video in this RPG series where I was, at least initially the idea was I was trying to demonstrate C++ on something easier than my other project that I'm working on, but it's turning into a bit of a something because it turns out RPGs aren't as easy as I'd hoped they were. Anyway, I'm adding a new parameter to my attributes for my character. Just one more for now. There will be others later, but for now, I'm adding mana as a as an attribute. So we've got hit points, we've got mana, and then we've got our like base character stats: strength, stamina, agility, etc. So I've added mana. So I've been thinking about like what I need to do next, and there's so many things to do before I can get to the basic, um, you know, the a basic screen where one character is attacking another. There's so many things to do. I think right now I'm going to go ahead and add my base class for what I'm going to call the mob character, and that'll be basically any character in the game that I'm going to, the player can attack, or can attack the player, either way. I'm going to call that mob character because when I played EverQuest, that's what we called everything that you could attack. It was a mob, so I'm going to call it mob character. And I'm going to hit OK and generate that class. Clean up these comments like I always do because I'm too lazy to go in and change the actual template so that they're not there. Note that is something you can do. You can go in and change the template so that it doesn't generate this code every time. I just haven't done it for whatever reason. Okay, so I got my mob character. So if we look back, I'm going to need a lot of the same stuff, which means I probably should have made a base class, but I'm not going to worry about that for the moment. So I'm going to copy this entire attribute set because I know that I'm basically going to reuse it. Although I'm not sure I'm going to use all of these stats. I may end up removing some of them. Actually, how did I handle this here? Did I include? Yeah, I did. I did the include. Okay. And I'm going to call this Badger mob character attribute set. And we've got our mob character, and it's going to have a lot of the same stuff. It's going to have an ability system. It's going to inherit from ability system interface as well. It's going to have an ability system. I guess I'll go ahead and copy. Let's see. It's going to have. I'm not sure how well motion matching will work with a non-humanoid character, but we'll find out. So I'm going to go ahead and include the character trajectory component so I can do motion matching. I don't actually need the camera boom in the camera. I don't need the input stuff. Yeah, okay. So really, I just need these four, and I'm going to get rid of character race. So we've got ability system, the attribute set, and the character trajectory. So we need that method, the same method that we created in here for the ability system, the iAbility system interface. We need the same thing. So we're going to create that, generate definition on it, and we will grab the same where is it here? There it is right there. And we're actually going to do the possessed by as well, even though the mob character is never going to be possessed by a player, but it will be possessed by a it will be possessed by an AI controller. So that method will still get called, and we do need to override it to put the initialization code in there. So we're just going to copy this, and I'll paste it right here. And we will generate the definition, and I will come back here and grab this code, the same initialization code that I used in my and I need the header file. So that's the same initialization code that wants me to initialize the attribute set right there. Interesting. I did it in begin play in the other one. Maybe I shouldn't have. So let's look at my player character. In the begin play, right here, I initialize the ability system. Let me move this to the constructor, or I initialize the attribute set. Let me move it right here. And then I'm going to do the same thing. Right here, but this is going to be mob character attribute set, and if we go back and look at the header file, mob character attribute set. Now we need the code out of the player character that initializes the ability system and the character trajectory. You know what, I'll just copy this whole thing over again. And include that header file for the character trajectory. And everything seems to be in order. So now I have a mob character and a player character. And I guess we'll have to go ahead and do the mob character anim instance. Basically, I need to do the exact same thing that I'm doing here. Getting the speed, direction. I'm not going to need is crouching. I guess is in there. Should be there. So I'm going to create a new Unreal class. I'm going to inherit from anim instance, and we will call this mob character, or whoops, should be badger mob character anim instance. I forgot to prefix my character class, so I'll have to fix that. So to fix that, I'll come in here and fix my class name. fix my default constructor. Fix all these function definitions. Now rename these files. And Rider's running slow because I've actually got it running the the debugger. And rename this guy. Okay, wait, it already renamed it for me. Very good. Okay. Let me just have a once over here. Taking a look at everything. Looks like it's all set up. So now we have a character class to handle our enemy characters. So I'm going to hit Control F11 to compile all of that, and that was a pretty big change. So live coding may not work with that, but I'll give it a shot anyway. And my live coding failed because I forgot to forward declare a couple of classes. Actually, it looks like just the character trajectory component. And yeah, if I right click on that, actually, let's see. Add a forward declaration for that. And that should fix it. So I'll pause again while I wait for that. So I have multiple build issues here, and I think they're all probably related to the fact that I renamed this class. I don't know if there's anything I missed, but I'm thinking what I should probably do is just delete this and redo it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy this attribute set so that I have it. And I'm going to delete both of these files. And redo it. And before I do anything, I'm going to build just to make sure this actually builds correctly now. Okay, and yeah, it finished fine that time. That's odd. I've renamed classes dozens of times and never run into that issue, but I did this time, so hard to say why. So I'm just going to real quick redo everything I did. Ugh. Interesting. Okay. Possessed by. Okay, I think that's everything I had. Let me build now and see if everything's still fixed. Okay, it was successful that time, so yeah, it's something to do with the way I renamed that class. Anyway, the anim instance of the mob character is going to have some similar stuff in it. I'm going to need the reference to the character, the trajectory, ground speed, direction. I'm not going to worry about is in air for now. So let me copy these over. And they're going to need to be protected. And let me go ahead and copy these because I'm going to override the same methods. And we need to add some forward declarations here. We need to change this to mob character. Okay, and then let me grab the C++ code for these two. Basically, just gonna go ahead and copy these, and I'll fix them up. Okay, there we go, all fixed up. So I got my class for my mob character, and I've got the anim instance for it. I'm gonna go ahead and Control Alt F11. Actually, no, I don't have the editor running, so I'm just gonna launch it with the debug icon there and pause the recording until that's done. Okay, so my editor has loaded. I am going to make some changes to this characters folder. I'm going to create new folder layer, and I'm going to move the animation blueprint and my character blueprint all into that player folder. Okay, and I'm going to move this animation blueprint into the animation folder here. And now I'm going to create mobs folder. And this is going to require some thought and organization at some point, because I could potentially end up with a lot of blueprints. If I make a blueprint for every type of monster in the game, of course there's ways around that. I could just create like a humanoid blueprint and dynamically change the skeletal mesh, assuming all of the skeletons use all of the skeletal meshes use the same skeleton, which is, I think, asking an awful lot. But especially since I know nothing about how to create skeletons or modify them or anything. But at any rate, for now, I'm just going to create a new blueprint class in here, and I'm going to inherit it from Badger mob character, and we'll call this BP underscore Badger underscore mob underscore wolf. And like I mentioned, I have this forest animals pack that I brought in from somewhere. I got it from the marketplace. I assume it was free at some point in one of the monthly things. So anyway, let me open up this blueprint here. And the character mesh, I am going to grab the wolf, and I'm going to move it down until his feet are at the bottom of the capsule. And then I'm going to rotate him 90 degrees. That looks about right. So I'm going to save that. And I'm not going to worry about any sort of animation or anything right now. I'm just going to drop him in. See if, yeah, he's floating a little bit, but that'll be fine for now. I'm going to run this thing, and I should see him standing there. And I do, so that's good. So the big question I have then now is, can I do motion matching on this guy? Let me see what it comes with first of all. Okay. Got idle. Run. run, turn, walk, walk, turn. So all of these, let me check these animations. So let's look at them in the property matrix. And root motion is turned off for all of them. Sorry about that. Root motion is turned off for all of them. How about force root lock is turned off. I'm not sure what's going to happen if I try to enable root motion on all of these, and I don't know if the animations are even right for that. I guess let's do that and see what happens. I'll save all of these. I can always, I guess, come in and change them back if this goes wrong. Okay, let me actually look in here. So it doesn't have an animation blueprint, it just has those animations. So okay, yeah, no animation blueprint. Well, let's see what happens here. Make a new folder. Wolf. Move him there. Yeah, so I need a database schema. Well, I can probably, well, I won't reuse it because it would be weird. All right, let's do new folder. Motion matching. Choosers. Databases. Schema. We will do new. We'll grab the wolf skeleton and we'll do PSS underscore badger underscore mob underscore wolf. And same thing for database. PSD underscore badger underscore mob underscore wolf. And we'll open, actually close that. Close. That should be underscore wolf. Underscore walk. And then we're gonna have one for run. I'll duplicate it, make another one, run, and duplicate it again. And call it idle. Whoops, that one didn't get the underscore in. There we go. Okay, so let's grab idle. And let's see what we got here. We've got wolf, idle, look around. I'm gonna do the look around. save that. Now we got to do walk. And we are going to grab walk. Don't know what walk underscore RM is. We're going to grab all these that say walk and drag them in. Save that. Ugh. And we'll do the same thing for run. Tabs are getting messed up. Okay, and let's grab all of the run. I don't need the run bite ones though. There we go. Save that. Let's make a chooser. I'm going to use mob character anim instance as the animation class. Actually, is that correct? I need to look back at these other choosers. Let's see. Oh, come on. Okay. Object of type. Post search database. Right. Okay. And coming in, I want. Okay. I remember now. We're going to create an animation blueprint real quick. And we'll grab the wolf skeleton. And our parent class is going to be badger mob character animates. There we go. Create that. Call it ABP underscore badger underscore mob underscore wolf. Which for some reason I can never type correctly. Alright, there we go. Now we've got an animation blueprint. It's got nothing in it. Really, it's going to be exactly the same as our other one, but we don't need anything in it for now. Let's go create our chooser now. Search database is our output type. Our input type is a class, and it's going to be ABP underscore badger underscore mob underscore wolf, and it's going to come in as input. So let's create this now. CHT underscore CHT underscore badger underscore mob underscore wolf. And we're going to have 3 rows. And we are going to have 2 columns. No, 1 column. 1 column. And that one column is going to be ground speed. And we're going to do idle, walk, run, $302,999. My phone is blowing up for some reason. Okay. So we're going to choose one of these databases based on ground speed. That's going to be it. So we've saved it. Let's close that. And to make this a little bit easier, I'm going to grab the animation blueprint I made for my player, because basically this one's going to be exactly the same. Well, almost exactly the same. Let's copy that. Let's paste it here. And let's change this. No. Back. Let's take a look here. Settings. Made it dynamic. The on update. Create a binding. And let's just grab this whole thing. Ooh. And out. And node needs to come down here. This needs to change. And I think we are done. So now if I just go into my wolf, set the animation blueprint, and let's close all this out. Let's make sure I have everything saved. And let me run. And I'm not seeing any activity at all on that wolf. I expected to see the idle animation. So I'm thinking that motion matching is just not going to work, in which case I'm going to have to make a regular old blueprint, which I really hate. I hate making blueprints, animation blueprints. It's not fun. Okay. So, since none of that worked, I'll delete all the motion matching stuff. Oh, good grief. Get rid of that blueprint. And I'll come back to the animations and I'll reset them all back to the way they were before. I had a hunch that wouldn't work, but I really was hoping. Because like I said, I am just not a fan of animation blueprints. The motion matching stuff is so much nicer. I'll pause and let this finish. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm gonna go ahead and the wolf animation folder. We will make a new animation blueprint. Choose the wolf skeleton. Change the parent class to be our mob character anim instance that we created in C++. We'll do ABP underscore badger underscore mob underscore wolf. And I'm going to come in here and wolf idle look around. I'm going to drag that in, put it in the output pose, save it, and this will just be ridiculously simple for now. If I open up the wolf blueprint and set the blueprint anim blueprint now, there we go. Now he's looking around. I guess I need to move him down just a tick. There we go. Now he's standing on the ground. Now I need to take a little break, figure out what I want to do next. Okay, I took a little break. I guess what I'm going to do here is go ahead and get this guy animated and moving around just so that it's done. So let me create a blend space for this guy. For now, I'm just going to do a blend space 1D. Eventually I'll do a 2D, but for now this will be good enough. So we'll do blend space underscore badger underscore wolf. And we will open this up. Ooh. Try again. Why won't you open? Oh, it did open. Just need to fix this. Come on. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna take one of these idle animations. Let's see. Actually, before I do that, I need to set this, we'll call it speed, the horizontal axis, and we will change it from 0 to 600. And we will grab one of the idles. Let's see. We use the look around. We'll drop it on 0. I'll use the walk. Oh, okay. There was a root motion one here, but they don't have root motions on the others, so interesting. All right, walk, we will drop right there, and we will grab run and drop it right there, and hold down the control, and we can see the blend. Okay, so now we've got a blend space. Let's open up the animation blueprint, get rid of this animation here, and instead we'll grab the blend space, hook it up, and the speed we'll call get ground speed, which is in our anim instance we created, so it's already set. So now I've got a blend space there, and I'm going to do something in blueprints, and the reason why I'm going to do this in blueprints is because this is going to be total 100% throwaway code. We're just doing this to see the animations work. This code will all be replaced at some point with a an AI tree with the blackboard and all that jazz. But for now, what we'll do is make a new function, and we'll just actually get rid of that. Oops. Make a custom event, and we'll call this roam. And in begin play, we will call roam. And then we are going on our test map real quick. We're going to add navigation. What's the name of it? Come on. No, that's not it. Nav mesh bounds volume. There we go. And we'll put it at 000. And right now you can see it's really small. You can see it right there in front of us, this yellow box. So I'll just increase it by a lot. Let's see. There we go. And it's building, and it's done. Okay, so now there's a nav mesh. So basically, this whole area is just a walkable area. So let's come back in here. I'm going to do AI move to. This is going to be self destination. I believe there's a method. Get random location. Get random reachable point in radius. There we go. And the origin. Going to be where we're at right now. Clean this up a little bit. Okay, our radius will make 500. Whoops. 500. Random location will go into here. I'll make this a little bit bigger. There we go. Okay, so we're going to get a random point and move to it. And then we're going to sit there for 5 seconds. No, 3 seconds. And then we're going to do it all over again. Boom. So what we've got here is a recursive function, basically. It'll just execute forever and ever. Starting on begin play and then go from there. All right, let's see what we got here. Good grief. Performance is just so bad. Looks like the radius needs to be a little bit bigger. Okay. Let's change this radius to 5,000. And run. And we can see him running around now. There we go. So I think next what I need is going to be a way to click on him. Let's take a look at something right now in our code. So I'm not using the tick function, but if I put a breakpoint here, there we go. And now let Riders debugger evaluate the and let's take okay, the attribute set is currently null. So I need to initialize this attribute set to something. And I think I should probably use an ability to do that, like an initialize ability. So at any rate, I think that's what I'm going to end up having to do next time is I need to get this attribute set initialized to something so that this wolf has some hit points. And then I need a UI where I can see I need to be able to click on the wolf and have it target that wolf when I click on it. And I need to be able to see its hit points. And I need to be able to see my hit points. So I guess that's where I'm going to start at next time. I'm going to have to make a widget blueprint for the HUD. And then I'm going to have to handle the on-click. When you click on an actor, I'm going to have to handle that. To set my current target. So it's probably what will happen is this is where I think maybe I should have some inheritance here because, or maybe I can use interfaces actually. if I make an Badger character interface that has a method called get health, get current mana, that would work. That might actually be the best way to handle showing, when I click on a target, showing the current health and current mana, because that target could be a mob, it could be a player character, it could be a non-player character, and I need for it to work the same for all three. So probably what I will do, and I'll go ahead and do this now. I'm going to create an interface. And interfaces are a little bit different in Unreal than they are in just straight C++. So if we take a look at, let's see, player character.h, and we right click on iAbility System Interface, we can actually see what the difference is. See, I declare a U interface, but it's not actually an interface, it's a class that inherits from U interface. And another class. This is really weird syntax. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new file. I'm going to call it Badger character .h. And I am going to steal this code straight up and paste it right in here. We're going to call this U Badger character interface. We are going to call this Badger character. Actually, do I want the word interface? I'm going to go ahead and include it. And it's going to have two methods in it. Actually, let me see what the definition looks like. So it's going to be virtual, and we will return an F attribute. What's the name of it? I gotta go back and look. F gameplay attribute data. Actually, you know what? Let me just have it return. No, that won't work. Okay. F gameplay attribute data. I'm going to say get health attribute data. And we'll right click and see if I can, yep, there we go. And we'll have another one just like it. And this one's going to say give mana attribute data. There we go. Excellent. Now I come in here. Bingo. Just like that. Whoops. What I wish it did, what Writer did that it doesn't do, but it would in C#, if I right click on the interface, which there was a action that said implement interface, and just have it generate the methods for me, but I guess there's no such luck. So Again, I'm going to rename this because I used the word interface in the since I used the word interface in the class name up here, I'll put it into the file name. That seems to be the standard for Unreal. Okay. So that's finished. So effectively I need to override both of these now since I inherited from that, or I implement that. So, oops, virtual if gameplay attribute data what did I call it? Get health attribute data. I don't like the fact that it's not showing me IntelliSense there. And it's like it's not. Oh, yeah, there we go. That makes sense. There we go. Now it's going to work. And we've got get mana. And let's see if I can just override or put them right here in line. Let me change the name of this. Get hit point data. There we go. Whoops. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing right here. There we go. So now this is implemented that interface, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. Just a little weirdness there because I renamed the class. Okay, I'm going to do this exact same thing on my player character class. And I'm just going to go ahead and copy these two methods right here and paste them right here. And I'm going to build. So now I have a player character and a mob character. Both of them are implementing an interface which will allow me to to get the health and mana attribute. And I believe if we look at that attribute class, I believe it includes a current and a max. Let's take a look. Yeah, base value and current value. So base value would be our max hit points, current value is our current. That all makes sense. So I'll be able to get both the current mana and max mana and the current hit points and the max hit points. Oh, it doesn't like one of my what is this trying to tell me? Aha, I forgot the generated include. And I'll try to build that again. So since I have implemented that interface, and like I said before, an interface is just a contract. So both my mob character, player character implement that contract. So now when I go to build the UI, actually before I even build the UI, on my player controller, I can add a property called, let's say, Badger character interface. Come on, there we go. Current target, right? Okay, so now I have this current target. What did I do wrong? Oh, it's because it's private. And I didn't put the meta. There we go. Still doesn't like it. Oh, interesting. I need to wrap it in T-script interface. You know what? I don't need this, so I'm going to get rid of that for now. So I can handle the on-click event now, and when the click event happens, I can say if that object implements this interface, then I know it's either a mob character or a player character, and I can set the current target equal to that. And then because current target implements or because this interface has a method called get hit points attribute data, I'll be able to call that method against this interface, and it won't matter whether or not it's a mob character or a player character that I've clicked on. Because it has guaranteed that it implements that method, I'll be able to call that method from the UI to display the hit points regardless of what type of object it is. If I didn't do this, I'd have to cast. I'd either have to create a base class that everything inherits from and have that base class have the health on it, which I don't really want to do because I think the health might work differently depending on whether or not you're a mob or not. But anyway, not worried about that right now. I could create a base class that all these inherit from and call it, you know, Badger base character, and the player character and mob character could inherit it. Then I could put the get current health on that base class, and that would work as well. But I think I prefer this interface way of doing it right now. So anyway, this video is running long. So in the next video, I guess I'll figure out how to click on an actor and set my current target so that I can attack it. And I'll have to initialize the attribute sets for my character and the wolf and figure all that out. So anyway, there's a lot to get done here if you're going to use the gameplay ability system, and there's a lot to get set up before you can even attack a character and have it its hit points go down or up and all that jazz. There's a lot of setup to do here. So I'm probably about halfway through most of the setup here. So there's a little bit more to do, a couple more videos that are mostly going to be this type of set up, creating base classes, and getting everything working. So I still have to create an item if I want to be able to attack the wolf. I need a sword or something. So at any rate, still got a lot of setup work to do. Maybe 3 or 4 more videos worth of setup work before we get to the actual attack the mob, have it attack back, and have hit points go up and down. So at any rate, that's where I'll be. Probably in the next video, I'll probably just continue this targeting work and see how far I can get. Until then, thanks. See you later.